Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is episode number 2, my daily crochet stitching. And where we left off last night, we did work the beginning chain last night, worked in the top loop, and then we did a row or two of single crochets. Tonight, we're going to be doing the exact same thing, except I'm going to show you how we work the V-stitch of when you're inserting your hook in the beginning chain and then doing it back and forth. And we'll see a little bit of difference. So a couple things I want to catch up on real quick. And I put it in the description in the last video I just uploaded, but I'm going to just verbally tell you. First off, I'm using the tweed style I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby. I got it at a thrift store for 99 cents. It was a brand new skein. It was wrapped in plastic. And I normally pick up, yarn when I know I'm just practicing or doing amigurumis or just doing whatever with the yarn, because yarn is getting expensive now. And I'm also using an eye hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter. And I had stressed in episode 1 that if you're a tight crocheter, you need to bump up. So if recommended hook size on the yarn gives you like an I, you want to bump up to a J. A J hook is a 6.0 millimeter. If you're a loose crocheter, then you need to bump down to an H hook, which is a 5.0 millimeter. And then one more thing, the final count of your swatch is 14. We chained 15, but remember we worked our stitches from the second chain from the hook. So that was like a turning chain, and you should come up with a total of 14 stitches on your swatch. And we'll do that again on this one here. So I'm going to get ready to start setting up. So this one here, I got to make a little notation for myself. This one here is the top loop. Tonight we're going to be working through the top loop plus the back hump or back bump to make it into that the V stitch. And then next episode, number 3, we're just going to be using the back hump or the back loop only. So I'm going to take it in steps. So let me pause this, let me get myself set up, and then we're going to get started. Okay, let's get this episode started. So we're going to go and start doing the slip stitch again. I'm going to just do a refresher on the slip stitch. Your beginning tail here, you're going to have to the back. So what you're going to do is take that. I said like 6 inches of just having a tail because we can always weave it in. You're going to take your yarn. You're going to wrap your finger twice. Okay. You're going to take the back loop over the front loop and take that loop up and over. And then you're going to go back over that back loop again and pull up. And there is your slip stitch. Okay. Like I said, everybody's going to have their own way of doing this and what's more comfortable or easy for you to start. Again, I'm wrapping the yarn twice. That back piece over, the front piece over that, and I bring it up. Oops. Bring it up. And there's my slip stitch. Okay. Always make sure your tail's in the back. I am guilty of this. When I start crocheting, I'm crocheting and then all of a sudden, oops, I don't have no more yarn. So I picked up the wrong side of the yarn or beginning yarn. All right, now I'm making sure that my attention and my camera will stop moving. I'm making sure that I have enough wiggle room in my knot. And let me do that knot one more time because I got it a little bit. So see, I'm not perfect. I'm not certified. I'm not professional. I'm just your average crocheter who's been doing this since 2010, but didn't start YouTube until 2012. So I've been doing this for that 14, 16 years, at least crocheting and getting myself, building up my confidence and everything else to even sit here and start doing tutorials. So we do this again. So over, and up. And then there's my knot, okay? So let me pull that. Now, we're going to start chaining. And we're going to, again, chain 15. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm going to double check my count off camera, so I'll be right back. All right, I do have my 15 chains, okay? Now again, the loop on your hook does not count. Right here is your first stitch, which we skip, and we're going to start working in the second chain from the hook. Now, last night, or the video before, we just did the loop, the top loop. Now, we're going to start doing the V shape. So what you do is, you're going to be in your second chain from the hook. You're going to work down. So when you see you have 2 loops, and that is actually your little V stitch. So it's the top loop plus the back little bump here, okay? That is the V stitch that you want to be in. You're going to, again, put your hook through, yarn over, pull up. You got 2 loops on your hook. You make sure you have enough, again, wiggle room, that it's not too loose, not too tight. Yarn over, pull through 2, single crochet. Okay. Now this is where you might want to really, if you're really beginner at this and you want to start doing, you may skip a stitch. So just take your time doing this. Again, you got the top loop and you got the bottom bump, okay? You got the 2 stitches there. You're going to yarn over, bring up a loop, make sure that your tension is even with both, yarn over and pull through 2. Again, you're going to go down between, yarn over, pull up, and you want to again make sure that your tension is, and you want to try to get your tension enough before you even pull up that loop, okay? It takes practice. I mean, trust me, I'm still learning. Even though I've been doing this, I'm self-taught, learning from different individuals, picking up tips and tricks, seeing what their style is, creating my own style. It takes practice, and it really and if you're really into it, you really focus on your work. Another way you can always see that, you can see now how it's different, because now you just got a single loop on the bottom, all right? Again, you're going to go in, grab both loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. In, yarn over, and I split my yarn here, so let me make sure I don't split anything. Okay, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. I'm going to finish the rest of this off camera, and I'll be back for the next row. All right, I'm coming up to my last 2 stitches. So again, you're going to go through both loops, yarn over, come up, pull it and pull through 2, and then the last one. Okay. Your chain may twist a little bit or curl on you. And again, we're only working with a minimal, but once you keep doing your rows, it will flatten out somewhat. Just again, it all depends on your tension and what yarn you're using and everything else. That's why I recommend right now using acrylic, a medium 4 weight, and just do the best you can. Practice, take your time, and keep playing the video over and just keep practicing and just find your style and find your comfort. All right, so we're at the end of the row here. Now, again, I said you're going to chain 1, either end when you're working. You're always going to chain 1, which gives you the height of the next row, okay? Now we're going to do a single crochet. And one more thing, I want to make sure I have 14 stitches. So let me get this to the top. So we have where am I at here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 14 stitches, okay? That's how you can count your stitches if you look at your very top and look at the V-stitch. All right, I chained my one, or made a chain one. I'm going to turn my work. Now you can see the definition a little bit better on where you need to insert your hook for a single crochet. All right, we're going to insert that very first stitch, and you're just going to go across like we just did. So you're going to insert, making sure you grab both loops, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, and again, if you're having problems with finding the top or making sure that you don't have your 2 stitches, turn your work, insert, making sure you're grabbing both loops, okay? Yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Turn your work a little bit, making sure you're grabbing both loops, yarn over, and pull through both loops. We're still continuing to work on the single crochet as we work on these beginning chains when you're working in the rows. Okay? I'm just going to go across. I'm going to continue to go across. I wanted to keep doing this on screen because when I get to the end, remember I said you have to make sure you grab that last chain, because if you don't, and I'm like I said, I'm guilty of this. There's a lot of times when I was doing rows, my rows were getting narrower at the top. Like I had the right count. It went up a few more rows. It was like shorter, and I would miss a stitch because I wasn't paying attention. So we have this row here, we got one more stitch here. Now, if you were to continue and stop, you see what I'm saying? You would have missed a stitch, not realizing it. So you want to turn your work to make sure you grab, because that is your turning chain when we made the first single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Grab that, yarn over, pull up. Chain 1, turn your work, and I want you to do one more row. I'm going to do mine off camera, and I'm going to finalize this video for tonight. All right, I'm coming up to the end of the last row that I'm working on. Making my final stitch. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to cut my yarn and just pull that loop through to lock it. When I get more into doing this, we're going to also learn how to, what's the front side, what's the wrong side, okay? So let's count to make sure we have 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I do have 14. So you see if I can get both these pieces on camera. So this is the first one I made, and just want to put this here so I know so this is the first one we did last night, okay? And we're going to compare the two. Not too much of a difference, pretty much almost the same in a way. Of course, your bottoms. Now you see how this one has a little bit more of a defined finish at the bottom than the first one. And I said you could see it, but it's not as defined as this one, okay? When we do the next episode of doing the back bump or back loop, you're going to see the defined top of working your stitches. So again, this is the very first one. This is the top loop. And you want to examine how your stitches flow, okay? Again, almost similar, pretty much close. It all depends on where you want to start and how you want to start. The only thing I want to throw out there, once you start doing this and you start doing a beginning chain, and when you start doing your rows, I would be consistent on what you want to do. If you're going to work on the top loop, make sure you do it all the way across. If you're going to do both loops in the beginning chain, make sure you do it all the way across. If you do the back loop, make sure you do it all the way across, because if you start twisting in that, it's going to show. You'll see where you went wrong, and it's a learning curve. We make happy mistakes, happy boo-boos, whatever, but it's a learning curve. And again, I'm still learning myself and been doing this for how many years. So it's a lot to, you just got to stay focused and really get into your comfort zone of holding your yarn, holding your crochet hook. There's so many ways of holding it. Everybody tells you this way, that way, and that. You do it the way you feel comfortable and how you do crochet. I'm going to end this video for tonight. Thank you for joining me. I will start making episode 3, and we will continue through this journey. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share the video, and we'll talk soon. Have a good night.